Hey, hi Ellen, how are
Hey,
you?
hi, I'm great. I'm great.
Hi. Welcome to Between Two Viewers. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah,
I
thank you for
do
having me.
I do love your work. I love because I am a colorful guy myself, as you can see with my big silly bowl.
Yes, that's
This is
beautiful.
when I was going to take this to Nsika and decorate it at Nsika. I got to do this side while we're talking.
hmm That's
But it's as I was messing with it the other day, it's a little kind of wonky. Like one side kind of pulled up. There you see it.
I love that though.
See me too. So this is I waxed it and I'm doing the scratch through,
hmm
scratch through the wax type thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun. Normally I'll just take a bottle and I draw my flowers afterwards, but
Mhm.
seeing as how it was wonked up a little bit, I'm just messing with it. But
What tool do you use to like carve through?
well, I'm actually using the tip of my Dolan knife.
Oh, uh-huh.
It's a really thin little. So it's not the correct tool. I'll either use that or just a needle tool. But when
hmm
it's dry, it cracks. But
Yeah.
sometimes I like the look of that crack. So
Yeah. Well, I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know if there is a right way or a wrong way. So like I don't know. I think that's kind of one of the I don't know, the beauty of ceramics is there's not really like a wrong way. Like there's just, I don't know, there's so many ways to interpret, I don't know, like your vision, how to bring it to life like on the canvas, right?
Yeah, and that's one of the things I love about this show is talking to artists like yourself and going, "Well, how'd you do that?" And then they tell me, and I go, "Oh, that's freaking brilliant!"
Yeah.
Like Chris Long, we were just talking about.
hmm
When I first talked to him, I thought these were underglazed dots. He makes colored slip and uses slip for that.
hmm
That's how they stay nice and raised. So yeah, it's fun to talk to people and have them tell me their secrets. So we were just talking about before we started. You didn't do functional ceramics until you started using some people's mugs.
Yeah, well, first of all, like clay, I feel like when you talk to a lot of people and you ask them like, when did you first kind of fall in love with clay or
Hmm.
and a lot of people are like, the very first time I touched it, I just knew like sparks in the air and magic. That was not me.
Uh-huh.
Not at all. Like it was not my jam like whatsoever. So it's kind of hilarious that I'm doing this full time
Yeah.
now.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. So, I have a BFA in studio art, but my focus has always been like drawing and painting. And I had to take ceramics, just like, a few courses for my degree. And I took it at the community college before I went off to the university, honestly, just to get it over with. And it did not grab me at the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was that, I was also working a lot and full-time student, or I just had this singular focus, but like, I don't know, at the time it didn't grab me. And it wasn't until later on when I finished my degree and I decided to go into education, and I'm kind of like assessing like, what do I feel competent and like confident to teach, like what mediums? And because you have to be pretty versatile as an educator.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, clay, I don't even like clay. How am I going to teach it if I not only don't feel comfortable, but like I felt like I had to kind of get over that. I don't know what it was, but
I got to tell you, this is I think you're episode 27 for this season. This is like episode 60, and you're the first one that's ever said I don't even like clay.
I do now. But it was all about like it's been this journey of leaning out of my comfort zone.
Yep.
And yeah, I've come to love it. It's wild. And I'm not doing digital drawing anymore. I've kind of gone back to analog in this last year, but also I was doing a lot of work in the past where I was kind of creating my image on the iPad and transferring it
Yeah,
with
Procreate, right?
vinyl, yeah, and using Procreate. And the whole point of me delving into that was that I felt like it was an area of deficiency for myself, and I wanted to learn. And so it was really pretty wild that that's how I got started with it, was trying to be better, like doing something that I felt like I was like inherently not skilled at, or not like
Huh.
it didn't feel natural to me.
Wow. Okay.
Um, and so, yeah, when I decided to get my certification to teach art, I decided to take a ceramics class, and I took kind of like a continuing ed class um, at the museum, and it was a hand building sculpture class, and that was really when I first was like, okay, I get it. Like,
Yeah. Cool.
it was like figurative work. Um, and I really enjoyed it, but I never ended up making time for it in my own work. I felt like I broke through that barrier of not feeling confident enough to work with it, and enough that I could do it in the classroom. I feel like most of what I've learned through clay has been through being an art educator in the classroom. I taught middle school mostly.
Oh wow.
And so just through trial and error, through failure. And that's really where I learned most of it. Most of it's been kind of self-taught. It's not through like formal education like most people.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the best way to learn. I mean, I'm completely
Yeah,
self-taught, and I
through the
learned.
school of hard knocks.
Yeah, I learned by doing it the wrong way and
Yeah,
just asking people. I had friends that were potters, and I said, "Hey, man, what am I doing?" They're like, "Oh,
yeah,
that's way wrong." I'm like, "Oh,
yeah.
okay." Like,
I've learned a lot through sharing my work on Instagram through process, and people are like, you can do it this way instead, and it's
yeah,
doing it the hard way the whole time.
yeah,
Yeah, but that's kind of the beauty of social media, is kind of like just sharing ideas and having conversations with people like all over.
yeah. I think
Um,
Instagram is wonderful for artists, and I think that's about it.
yeah, I agree. I
You know,
agree.
I think
It's
we need to start like an art gram or something where it's
yeah,
just people sharing art.
yes, yes, I love it.
So
Um,
my ex-wife was a teacher. So you were an art teacher for 17 years, you said?
yeah,
Wow. Thank you,
yeah.
by the way.
I actually left during the pandemic, and it was hard because like I really loved it when I don't know, I've always been this like all or nothing type person, to where I'm all in. I'm like 110%
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everything, and I kind of was like a workaholic really. But I mean, it was amazing. I had all kinds of clubs. I did mural clubs. I had a gardening club, sponsored a GSA. Like, I don't know, I just kind of lived and breathed it. It was really to where I wasn't really making my own work too. I never had balance. Like, I had always had a hard time when I was teaching. Like, I would make work for what we were doing in class, but I wouldn't be making work for myself.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a hard thing. I don't know, as an educator to balance sometimes.
Absolutely. Do you think you found balance now, or more balanced, or?
Well, I'm no longer in the classroom. So I am making art full time now. So I left during the pandemic. My husband had some health issues, and he had been really ill. Like, this was previous to the pandemic, and we didn't really know why. I honestly felt like I was going to lose him at one point.
Ugh,
I had just brought home like a
terrifying.
virus from the classroom, and he was got gravely ill from it and was hospitalized all summer.
Oh my
And
gosh.
they never really had any answers for us as to why. And so it was kind of terrifying. So when the pandemic happened, we were really worried because we're like, something obviously is not right. Um, that your immune system would respond in this way, and they never really were able to tell us why.
Don't you love when a doctor says, "I don't know"? I say, "Well,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. You went to school for 10 years to get that sentence out of your vernacular."
there's
You know what I mean?
there's so
You are not
much.
allowed to say, "I don't know." What do you mean you don't know?
There's so much, though. I feel like I've realized this through the last 5 years or so with my husband's health journey, and we were talking earlier about our moms and my mom's health journey. Like, there's so much about medicine that is just like a best educated guess. It's pretty
Yeah,
wild.
so here's what's interesting, right? Everyone, I mean, I was talking to actually the doctor in the hospital the other day because I was in there with my mom. And, everyone hates AI, and it's a very dangerous thing, not going to lie. But I was saying to the doctor, if every hospital has an AI computer, and the doctor says, well, we've tried this medication, and this medication, and we just don't know why it's not working. And the computer's over there going, I know. I just read 400,000 medical journals, you know? So, I
Hmm.
mean, I think hopefully that'll be a good thing for AI. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a double-edged sword. It's like
Yep.
yeah, it's like technology as a whole, double-edged sword. Like it has some good applications, but then it also has the potential to be misused. And
Yep.
I know there's areas where it's not always competent. I mean, my husband's in IT, and he'll say like if it doesn't have the answer, sometimes
It'll make one
I
up.
make something up to try to give you an answer. Even yeah,
Yeah,
so I
that's the
don't know.
worst. If you don't
So
know, you don't know, right?
yeah. That's one good
Oh,
thing about, yeah, the human element is being like, yeah, I don't have all the answers. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting balance for sure. Um,
So you don't do Procreate anymore.
I do sometimes sketch through there, but I don't know. I kind of got to this point to where I felt like I was staring at the screen too much.
Yeah.
And I just wanted that tactile, like, I just wanted to I needed to come back around full circle to where I started with just painting, sketching and painting and using a brush and using a pencil. And I don't know, like, I needed to take that journey, like, and I
Hmm.
learned a whole lot, but now. I feel like in a way I was kind of avoiding. I had this idea early on when I started that it's like, oh, this can't be viable as like a business if I'm not producing, like I was worried about like how do I spend so many hours on one vessel, and how do I
Yeah.
balance that with like,
Yeah. Great question. Yep.
the monetary, the business aspect of it,
Sure.
right?
Hmm.
And so I felt like, I don't know, when I was doing the stencil work, I basically was creating original drawing in Procreate, turning it into vinyl, and it was creating like, this is my coffee cup right here. You can see this is an old piece. The line
Yeah.
work is the color of the clay. It's basically like a resist method.
Hmm.
Whereas right now, I'll show you like this is one where I've painted all the line work by hand. That's
Wow.
with a brush.
Wow.
Um, and it was like this idea of like, well, I can infinitely like tweak the drawing within the Procreate, and I can reproduce it quickly, but very, very quickly, my brain did not like that. My brain does not like production.
Yeah.
I heard you say you have ADHD. I'm ADHD as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
So like I got very bored with the lack of spontaneity. And
Yeah.
so it
Okay.
felt like that's what I should be doing is like I couldn't work slow and I couldn't take all this time on one vessel. And I think in a way I was trying to kind of avoid what comes naturally to me. And so I think when things have really come together for me is when I just lean into it. Like
Yeah.
take the time, work slow. It's okay to work slow. It's okay
Hmm.
to be intentional. Like, I don't know, like that is when it's really come together for me is when I've like embraced, um, I don't know what I guess I was trying to fight before, like what my natural inclination was. Um,
Yeah.
and
I mean, it'll the beauty of that will come through in your work, I believe.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
You kind of went back to your true self.
I think so. I
But
think
what a cool branch off that was.
yeah,
And how much well I think that's a really cool thing for artists to know and see. It's like it's okay to go, hey, what's this over here? And then so to me that's how I think people find their voice is like dabble in this and then dabble in that. And then all of a sudden you're taking those little pieces you've got. I mean, as an art educator, you
yes,
take all those little pieces you've learned over the years and you put them into what becomes your work, which, me is these
yes,
big silly flowers. I don't know where these even came from, but
yeah,
people love them.
yeah.
So, and for somebody like we were just talking about ADHD, I can do those semi quickly,
Mhm.
before my brain goes, okay, what else you got? When I hand build, I call it the ADHD line. Like I made these bottles here. I made these bottles the other day. Here's one. And when I get to
Oh,
about
top of that.
13 or 14 inches,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, I'm bored. And then I just turn it in. Like I want to go this big. I
Uh-huh.
mean, I could. It's just all it is just you just do more and it just takes longer. But I can't do it.
I love it though, and
I,
it works.
thank you. Yeah, I really can't. I was telling somebody on the show the other day that I was in the studio by myself the other day, and I literally like yelled at myself because there's so much going on before in Sika, and I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, look, squirrel. I was over here, and then I was like, I turn around and I go, finish one thing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, the story of my life.
Ah,
Yes. And that's one reason. Another reason too, I made the switch also from working. So I really love working on greenware. I love the greenware state, but
yeah.
it doesn't honestly work for me because we talked about this a little bit earlier. I don't think I ever finished my thought.
Okay.
But, my husband went through cancer treatment for 3.5 years. He had stage three leukemia, and that happened during the pandemic. I actually had resigned from my teaching position right before coming back to the conversation we started earlier
Yeah.
because we knew something was kind of going on with him. And 4 weeks after I resigned, he was diagnosed with stage three leukemia.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we spent about like 3.5 years traveling back and forth to MD Anderson in Houston for his treatment. And then, kind of after he's better, he's in remission now, he's doing amazing.
Oh, fantastic.
Um, After all of that, and I kind of started getting on terra firma again, I decided not to go back into the classroom, but to take some time and just make art for a while, for the first time ever, focus on my own work. And I don't know, then kind of life just keeps coming at you. I had a car accident and injured my neck, so I had trouble throwing and holding a paintbrush for a while. Kind of got through that, and then we were talking earlier how my mom lives with us, and she was very, very ill this entire last year. She's finally kind of on the path to where she's stable and healthy again and
Oh, great.
independent. And so like I've been juggling all of this other like really heavy life stuff and changes at the
Hmm.
same time that I've been like going through this exploration of learning
Oh,
how to make functional wear, learning to find my voice and my style. And one thing is that I kept, yeah, trying to go to these things that didn't really work for me. And one was, as much as I love to work with the greenware state, it didn't work with all those appointments and all those interruptions and all the other external things outside of the studio I had going on. And
yeah,
so timing is so like imperative when you're doing really
absolutely.
detailed surface work on greenware.
Yeah.
And you can't sit forever and ever and ever in a
To be honest, that's exactly why I don't do it.
mhm.
I can't time it correctly.
Yeah. It's
But yeah,
really hard,
so your brain
especially
has been like on overload for a couple of years,
it
right?
has been. It
Yeah.
has, yes. Like
Well,
sensory
welcome back.
overload. Yeah.
Well, welcome to you, I should say, right? Like,
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like this is like I'm starting this year with like I
yeah,
don't know,
that's
like
fantastic. I'm
this
so happy to
huge,
hear you say that.
yeah,
Good for you.
reset. And like I feel like the possibilities are kind of like endless now because
Yeah. Oh God,
yeah,
what a cool spot to be in right now for
yes.
you. I'm
Yeah, and I
excited for
feel
you. I'm
like
excited for your future to see what you make.
thank you. I feel like I've finally come into like I've explored different clay bodies and different processes for like putting my images on the pots, and I've finally found something that really works
Hmm.
for me and got past all of the troubleshooting that you go through. Like, I mean, you're always going to have failure. That's just
Sure. Yep.
part of it. But like I was early on having more fails than wins for a long time, trying to work through, um,
Yes, ma'am. I know.
yeah, trying to
Yeah.
work through all what process really works to kind of bring my vision to life. And I've kind of this last year made a lot of changes that have worked out really well. So kind of going back analog and deciding to make the move from greenware to bisqueware, that I don't have to worry about timing. Right now I have everything from, a pot that just has the sketch on it. That one's got a
Yeah.
snake and some lilies on it. To here we've got, this is an iris, that one has the line work and I have beginning painting.
You drew that with a pencil?
Yeah, so I sketch it first with a
Oh,
pencil, and
wow.
then this one's only part of the way done. Underglaze pencil, and then I do all the rest painted with underglaze.
I actually wrote down on my list of questions. It says that snake bowl is nuts.
Oh, thank
Oh, look,
you.
yeah,
Yeah,
see? Yeah,
yeah.
it's just beautiful stuff. But
Thank you. So
is
yeah,
do
I
you
made.
use do
Go
you
ahead.
use is that standard Umbria 266?
It is 266. This is where I've landed.
Yep,
So
I got this one.
yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
same thing, 266. I love this clay.
It's beautiful, and
I
it's very
love
forgiving.
it. It is for like a really. I call it black porcelain because it's
Hmm.
really soft.
It is, and it is very satisfying to throw with, but it has enough tooth that
Yep.
it's not going to go crazy on you. Like it's still very forgiving with handles and with big pieces like platters and
Yeah, I
but
can
I
hand
would
build with it too.
yes, yes, I've done some platter work that I've done in plates that I've done hand building, and it works beautifully for hand building. So
Here, let me
yeah,
show you this. Let me show you this actually. My buddy, he wants some ramen bowls. So I'm not a big glaze guy because I got sick of the failures as well, right? Like when you
yeah,
open the kiln, you're like, that's terrible.
yeah,
I was at my
yes,
mom's garage the other day because I was told you I was helping my mom, and I'm digging through her stuff trying to find a walker for her. And there's 6 buckets back there. I'm like, oh wow, those are glazes from like 15 years ago.
hmm,
I used to make glazes. I used to make clay, and I was like, oh wait, you can buy clay out of the box.
yeah,
That's easy. And I'm like, oh
hmm,
wait, I can just use underglaze and terra sigillata, and
hmm,
what? So
and
yeah,
it's
again, like we were
consistent.
talking about, try this, try that, try this, try
Yeah,
that. But so anyway,
yes.
I was messing around with this green. Look at this green on the black.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that lovely? Oh my
That's
god.
beautiful.
So as a
That's
guy
beautiful.
who's not a glazer, I'm like, ah, crap.
But then you have to figure out like which can of worms do you open and like which side quest do you run off on and
Yeah,
how far is
yeah.
too far
But
like
I'm laying in bed at night, and this is in my head. You know,
and you gotta run with that. Then you gotta run with it.
I have to. I'll tell you what that is too. That is what you have, I think, in your background is the Mako Stroke and Coat, the sour
Uh-huh. Yeah.
apple.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I mean, the problem is this stuff is super thick,
Mm.
and to coat this mug took about that much of that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
these things are what I think
Yeah.
$38 a piece.
Yeah. They're expensive.
So I get to email Mako. Hey Mako, you should sponsor the show.
Yes.
We got sponsored by Speedball this year, which is fantastic.
Excellent. Their new formula
Yeah.
is really good. I haven't used it as much as since I've switched to the bisqueware. It worked really well when I was still working on greenware. It kind of like it dries very quickly, so it doesn't blend as well on the
Hmm.
bisqueware, but it works really beautifully on greenware. I feel like all of the glaze companies kind of have like
Yeah,
that
they're
one,
thick.
yeah,
Yeah. I
chrysanthemum
tell that's
actually.
beautiful. I was going to ask you. I have written down here. Like I texted you last night. I said there's too much to talk about. Like, too much to talk about. So I always tell people like I have a bunch of Speedball. I have some Amico. I have some Mako. Like I think each company kind of has their own thing,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And it's fun to mix them. Um,
Absolutely.
it's
I'm
fun
a
to
smorgasbord person. I use a little bit of everything. So,
smorgasbord.
yeah.
Oh my God! Speaking of which, I had Sarah Ballack on the show the other day.
Oh,
She's
you
coming up in
did?
2 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
she's
I love
super
her.
awesome and sweet. So I too will almost never use just a color.
Hmm.
Right? I'll tweak it. I'll make it lighter.
Yep.
I'll you know what I mean. I mix them.
Yep.
And so I said to her, I said, I'm always kind of taking the bowl like this and kind of getting it all back in the jar, like because that stuff's expensive. And she goes, oh, you know what I do? She goes, I have one of those ice cube trays that has a lid.
Hmm. Yeah, brilliant, brilliant.
I ordered that in 5 minutes after the show. Boop, boop, boop. I'll take one of those. Genius.
So what I do, you can't see it here, unfortunately. I have these little lazy Susans, and I have these jars. Here, let me pull. All of mine have the lids off right now. I don't want to
I
spill
love
it.
your brush carousel.
Yeah, yeah. So I have these little glass jars. Grab some
Did you
here.
label them too? You are organized.
Well, I probably have 50 colors right here. Like this one. That one is a so yeah, and they're different brands. So like that one is a Mako. I have just a couple colors I use religiously from Mako. Mostly I've gone back to using Amico more lately since I've started working with Bisquare again. And but yeah, I mix a ton of colors. So
Yeah.
like the whole bottom shelf, I probably have 20 different variations of purple.
So tell me more about them. You said you use like a CNC gum in your underglazes, like
Yeah,
Michael Hall did.
so
What does that do for you?
it slows the drying time down and it allows it to blend better, but also allows it to flow better. So like the whole point of it is like that it's so if you read the label, it says gum solution. Okay, it says as glazes age, this binder breaks down, causing peeling, cracking, and crawls. And adding this rejuvenates glazes and underglazes, making the brushing easier, drying slower, and allows them not to crack or peel. And that basically it solves a lot of problems. So one thing when I was working just directly on when I was working on the greenware, I did not have a color underneath. So like right now on this one, you can see the white underneath is Mako's white on gobe. I was not using like slip or anything underneath. I was just putting 3 layers of underglaze on. And the colors are still vibrant on the really dark clay, but you have to be really careful because if it is too thick, it can peel
Yep.
or it can bubble. There's a million different ways you can go wrong with it. And especially like you don't know when a underglaze comes to you if it's been sitting on the shelf for like ever before it comes to you, right? So you don't really know. And there's certain colors from each brand that tend to kind of misbehave. Like
Hmm.
Amico's white, it will misbehave. Mako's jade is one of my favorite
Yeah.
greens. Like if you get it too thick, it can peel.
Did you ever get a really stinky white? When you open it up, you're like, oh God.
The reds and oranges and yellow from Amico. Oh my goodness, it's like
Oh,
rotten
oh.
eggs.
I
Yeah.
found out it's a biome thing,
Hmm.
which I didn't know. So what you're saying is I should read the labels? I don't think I've ever read the label on anything.
So, well, I just kind of, I was like, well, why is this? This was kind of in this early stage when I'm just like spending all this time on one mug and I'm having the glaze bubble or a little piece pop off and
Yeah.
everything else is
Yeah.
perfect. And,
Oh,
just the frustration, like going through a
unacceptable.
whole lot
Yeah.
of like technical problems early on. And this was something suggested that would help from that kind of peeling. And
So how much do you add? Do you know? Or
so I just, I mean, it says on here, but I don't add it to the pints. So like it says 1 tablespoon per pint, but I don't
okay.
actually do that. I just put
So,
them in my little, I just put a tiny, tiny little bit in my little jar.
so is
And
that sort of like a sodium silicate? Does it just thin it out, or like?
so it does thin it out and kind of rebinds it. And so it's different because like Darvan is similar, I believe, to like sodium silicate. And I know
Yes.
like when I first started and was kind of using the speedball, which is the older one's a little bit thicker, I kept hearing Darvan recommended. But what happens is what I noticed is if you keep adding too much of that, eventually there's a point where it doesn't work anymore to where it almost will do the opposite and get too thick.
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
never had that problem with the gum. So the
Okay.
gum will always just kind of thin it out, kind of bring it back to life, and help it flow. And it kind of prevents the peeling. So a lot of times I will put a little bit in, um, no matter what, just because it's going to prevent any of these
Yeah.
problems line,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
with colors I know in particular that are kind of more finicky. I think all the brands have certain colors that are a little bit more on the finicky side.
So
So,
we were talking earlier about one of the reasons I love this show is because I get to talk to people about their tricks and stuff, and um, because we were saying I've learned by just asking questions. So I made this little just jar the other day, right? Little flower jar.
oh gosh, I love that.
Thank you, but it's got some little cracking up top, and I'm like, oh, that just must have been where it was thick. But no, I think the yellow is old. I think
I
it
think
needs a little
it
CNC.
could be old or it could be too thick. It could be either one. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what's
So,
hard.
but we were talking about asking questions, and as a self-taught person, I always ask questions, and I make terrasigillata, which requires a little sodium silicate. And I was talking to my buddy Sean Murray, who is the kiln building teacher at Alfred University, and I was telling him about making black terrasigillata, and I make it with Newman's Red. And I was like, but I add sodium silicate. It doesn't work the way I like. And he just goes, well, Darvan 11 is what you use for red clay. And I was like,
Oh,
well, crap.
okay.
No, like there's Darvan 7, Darvan 11, I think. There might be another one.
Yeah. So
But I'm
Darvan
like,
7
oh,
is the past what I've used with the underglazes. I like gum better. But I didn't know. Yeah, okay. All right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
So,
oh.
and I think,
So
yeah,
it
because
helps to ask people that have been there, I believe.
yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
And I guess that's one thing, I don't know, like in how that I am maybe different than um a lot of the people that you talk to that have all of the um I don't know, all the background that have been doing it for 20 years. I haven't been, right?
Mhm.
I don't have all the answers, and that's okay. Like
Just
I
do
feel
what
like
works for
that's
you.
yeah, and I think being outside of your comfort zone, being open to learning, like it's all a journey, like it's all part of the learning curve. And
Well, we
I
were
feel like
talking earlier about
go ahead.
sorry, excuse me. We were talking earlier about each artist ends the show with a tip, and B Rose was on a few weeks ago, and her tip was use whatever tools that gets you the surfaces that you want. You
Yeah,
know, like people say, oh, you shouldn't use like pre-made rollers to get your texture. She goes, whatever gets you to the what you want,
you do you.
use it,
Absolutely.
and screw everybody else. Like, and
Yeah.
I always thought for the longest time because. Again, I'm like, oh, if I want to have texture, I have to make my own texture rollers.
Mhm.
You don't.
Yeah, you do you.
Yeah,
Like
you do you. Whatever, and it's all whatever surface you're looking for.
exactly.
And then
And
if people don't like it, don't buy it.
exactly. And
Thank
I
you. Have
think
a good day.
yeah. And I had like I have a little post-it that I've had for like I don't know, 2 years since I first got asked to teach a class, like a surface class for ceramics, and it was
Uh-huh.
with Picosin Arts.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I thought about, well, what do I kind of want to say? Because a lot of times people are coming in feeling intimidated or wanting to learn but not knowing how to start. And I'm very much like evidence of like it's never too late to start. Like I
Yeah.
don't. There's so much. I am never going to know, like, at this point, I'm just getting started. I am literally just getting started with this.
Yep.
But it's okay to not have all the answers. So anyways, this little post-it note has some of my advice, and this is from before, and I'm going to add to that. It says, it's never too late to start. Work outside your comfort zone. Embrace failure. It's your best teacher. And if I can do it, literally anyone can. And what I would add to that, so that was like from when I first started teaching, what I would have kind of
Yep.
told to people that were kind of learning. I would add to that very much along the lines of what you were saying, is that like you have to do you. You can't listen to, there's always going to be, don't do it this way, don't do it that way, or there's always going to be, everybody's got their own opinions, but you have to just listen to your own voice and
Yeah.
kind of be confident in yourself, and the right people will find you. Like I
Yep.
don't know, like what's meant for you will come. So
Yeah. And like if you're trying to make a pot that looks like somebody else's, you're never going to do that.
Hmm.
You know, you can maybe, excuse me, you can ask them how they did theirs, or you can take a workshop from them and learn how they did it. But it's never going to be the same because it's just their style.
You're going to always be bringing your voice. Yeah. So
Yeah,
this is
which
what
is
I would
cool.
add. You do you. Keep showing up authentically and imperfectly. What is meant for you will find you. So
Yep. Yeah.
that would be my advice is like just keep doing your thing and don't worry about what anybody else is doing or what anybody else is saying. And like, yeah, what's meant for you will find you. Opportunities will open up. You'll find
Yeah.
your people and your audience and people that want to buy your pots and your style. And
Yep.
um, I know one thing I've kind of like worried about is that I can't stay in the same spot. Like I have to keep moving and evolving and
Yes.
growing. And it's like, well, are my people gonna follow me? And I am like, I can't worry about that. I just have to make pots that I love making and speak my truth and do my thing, and the right people will stay.
Yeah.
And it's worked out.
You
So
know, I play golf I've been a golf pro for 20 years, and I've been playing golf since I was 5. So I've been playing for 50 years, believe it or not,
wow.
which is creepy to even say out loud. Oh my God. Um, so my buddy who I play with every week, he's a real good player. He's a scratch golfer. We play for cash. And I'm always trying to do something to my golf swing. And he's like, "Why are you messing with your swing?" He's like, "You're like a scratch golfer." I said, "Why would I not?"
Hmm.
I'm like, "That doesn't make any sense to me." I'm like, "Because I want to be a little bit better."
Yeah. Yeah.
And the only way to do that is to just try it. I'm like,
Yeah.
and to me, that just, it does not compute that you're not trying to do something new
Yeah.
all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I
Yes.
mean, it's great to find your thing. And that's kind of, I find where I'm at right now is I'm trying to find what people like and will recognize of mine. And we were just talking about it's becoming these floral mugs, like
Yeah.
people just love these, and
Yeah.
they're fun, and I can make them over and over again. But
Love those.
I'm never just gonna make just these.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna try something different. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Delvin from Speedball sent me some glazes the other day. He said, "Hey, would you be willing to test some glazes?" Heck yeah, send them to me. So they sent me a whole bunch, and they were, some worked on my clay and some didn't, but these two kind of stood out. Just like, look at how orange. Look at the color. You
Oh,
like color?
yeah. Those are beautiful.
Aren't they crazy?
Those are beautiful.
So I made some mugs for Aramont that just say Amont on them.
Oh, nice.
So I sent
I
them
love
those.
the contrast with the dark clay body.
Yeah, me too. And then I did a red. The red
Oh,
is
that
just
red.
overwhelming, isn't it crazy?
Ooh.
It's nuts.
What red is that?
That's theirs. That's Speedball's red. It's not even out yet.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 It's top secret information. It's this little guy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay. And it's mid-fire, I'm assuming.
yeah. I
Okay.
go to 5. What do you fire to?
To 5 as well.
Yeah. Oh, especially, what I found out again by asking people is that 266 Umbria does not like to go to cone 6.
I have heard that, and yeah, I've tried. I don't know. I feel like I also have a lot more problems with certain underglazes once you start getting towards the 6. Like
Yep.
your purple start burning out and your
Yeah,
pink start.
green.
Mm-hmm.
Right? My greens stink. I still
Yeah.
can't find a good green. It's
Mm-hmm.
bugging me. If you got a good green recipe, text me, would you?
Yeah.
Like I have I use mason stain for my terrace edge.
Uh-huh.
And oh, by the way, don't do this at home. This is not healthy. It's brushing dust everywhere. Don't do this in your studio. Uh,
As I say, not as I do.
yeah. Yeah. So I use mason stains in my terrace edge, and for years I've been trying to make a mason stain work. I can't. I've used avocado. I talked to Bertie Boone, who's like a glaze guru, and she said just add more mason stain.
Okay.
I said, okay. And we talked about the whole ADHD thing. I'm not a measurer. Like I taught a terra sigillata class, and I said, you mix the terra sig like this, and then you go scoop, dump. And they go, how much was that? I go, no idea. Give it a shake. If you want more, dump more in there. Give it another shake.
You. That
Yeah.
is you. You know who you need to talk to? You should actually have them. They would be fabulous guests. Um, so Lois and Bob, do you know Lois and Bob's Pottery?
No, okay.
Okay, yeah. So they're like they're in their 70s and they've kind of started later in life in retirement, and they're like a fabulous duo where Lois is like the creative visionary, the illustrator, and then Bob does the technical stuff. So he'll do build the forms and throw, but he does a lot with making his own underglazes um and like slips and all kinds of things with mason stains and that. And he knows so much about the chemistry part of it. He's just like a genius.
Yeah.
We keep talking about getting together and just, being able to pick his brain sometime. But
That is a whole other side of ceramics. um, I went to Alfred, but not for clay.
mhm.
And I knew some of the greats like Val Cushing and John Gill. I talk about it all the time. I said to myself, I got to stop mentioning John Gill on my show. but, but Val Cushing, he had a lavender purple glaze. It was like a matte lavender glaze. And it was just, and his green is very well known too.
Mhm.
And I was never able to figure it out. He gave me the recipe. Here, kid. I'm like, thanks, buddy. This will be easy. Nope.
Yeah, I believe it.
Oh,
The chemistry is, and I think probably early on, that's one of the things that maybe turned me off about ceramics is that I was just thinking of the chemistry and the gas firing and all the
yeah.
glaze work, which is a whole separate branch, and I
Uh,
really appreciate it in other people's work, but it's not where I want to go with my own work. Like I
mhm.
very much love the matte aesthetic and I do the more illustrative work, but I love a good like wood fired or salt fired
Yeah.
piece. Like it's
Yeah.
completely different than what I do. But like I think that just had this limited vision of what ceramics could be.
Yep.
And it wasn't until I started really thinking about the surface as kind of being like a canvas that it really just kind of opened up like so many possibilities for me.
Yeah.
I don't have to make my own glazes. It's okay to use commercial glazes. There's a lot of
Yes.
brilliant products out there.
Yeah. I didn't know for all I knew was people did like gas firing, soda firing, salt firings, and they all went to cone 10.
Yes.
And I was like, okay. So, as a matter of fact, Ben Carter from the Red Clay Rambler
Uh-huh.
show, Tales of Rick, he a couple years ago in Sika, he's like, oh, I love your work. I'd love to have you in my book. You're a low fire guy, right? And I said, yeah, I fired a cone 6. He's like, no, that's
Yeah.
like,
That's
what do you
been fun.
mean? Like, I thought that was low fire. It's not. It's mid fire, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. He's like, no, I'm talking like 04, 05. I was like, oh, okay. It was funny. His face was like, oh, you're an idiot. Yep.
I have a lot of those moments.
Gotcha.
I've had so many of those moments because there's just so much I don't know. And,
Oh, yeah.
one thing in kind of being like an educator is like, I felt like I taught middle school mostly and I did know a whole lot about a
Yeah.
whole lot, but like with
Yeah.
clay, I do feel like it is always humbling and that there's always more to learn and there's always so much I don't know and understand. But
I've
it's
had
just,
that happen twice where actually it was the other time was Bertie Boone, who's very intelligent and she makes beautiful glazes. And, she's well known in the ceramics world. And we were at Pentaculum together at Aramont.
mhm.
So she has a table full of like test tiles, and this one says 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. Which is very cool if you can do that. Like if you can, you know what I mean? Yeah, not me. That's not my thing. Yeah. So we were talking about her glaze tests, which is really neat, and I'm interested in it. And she says, "Well, you remember the M scale from Glaze Calc?" I said, "Nope." And she
What?
said, "Well," she looks at me. She goes, "Didn't you go to Alfred?" I said, "Yeah, but I went to Alfred for theater. I was a theater major." And her dog was it was like a puppy dog look, where it was like,
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah. Oh, you're a simpleton. Yes.
Oh, you're in good
No.
company. I'm a simpleton as well.
Yes. Simpletons unite. No, she was very gracious. She was like, "Oh, okay." Like she's like, "I thought just everyone thinks because I'm from the Alfred area that I went to the ceramics program. No,
Yeah,
I wish
yeah,
I did, but I didn't."
yeah. I know. I always kind of wonder. I mean, it's a moot point now, but like if I had found ceramics earlier, where would I be now? But I guess it's meant for a certain time and place in your life. Um, and I think it's okay. It's okay not to have all the answers and to be at the beginning of your journey. Like I think that's one thing that's kind of helped me connect with so many people out there is just kind of being like I don't know everything, like
No,
on
no.
social media and at conferences and just being like even going into teaching a workshop and saying, hey, I'm trying this. I don't
Yeah.
know where it's headed yet, but it's like all part of the process and
And
just
I've said that a few times. Actually say it quite often on the show. Is like, to me, that's the beauty of ceramics. You'll never know everything.
yeah, never ever. Yeah.
No, and it's always alive. It's
Yeah.
always there's always something new. Like here, what did I have here the other day? Um, so have you seen these from Amico? These Cone 5, Cone 6 Shino,
Oh, okay. I have
which
not tried them.
which makes no sense, right? Like
No.
Shino is high
Yeah.
fire
Yeah.
and gas. So I tried them. They've been on my shelf for probably 2 years. I've tried them before. They kind of meh. I'll use them to do like some highlight spots here and there. Like people go, "Oh, what's that?" I go, "Oh, that's a Shino hibiscus."
Hmm.
But I was like, "Oh, I wonder how that would look on my black clay." So then you go, "Whoa, no, no, no!" And you're like, "Oh, come back!" No, but now I can't wait to try this.
Yeah.
And who knows? It's either going to be
That's
great or
exciting. I'm excited to see where you go with that.
yes, I'll send you a picture of it.
Yeah, it's just like the possibilities are limitless. And it's interesting because I feel like in my previous life, I went through all the different mediums, like scratching that kind of ADHD, like itch
Yeah.
of like learning something new and delving in and, just um, I don't know, just you kind of immerse yourself when you get really excited about something
Yeah. Yeah,
new for
yeah,
the
yeah.
first
And
time.
you're like, don't bother me. I'm in the studio.
Yes. And so like I did, every type of drawing and painting, like every drawing medium, every painting medium, like right now in this room, I have watercolor, I have oil paint, I have encaustic, I have embroidery, I have stained glass, I have fused glass,
Yeah.
I have just like everything in this indoor space. Like my outdoor space in my garage is where I throw and make messes with clay. This
Mhm.
is more of like the painting space. But I went through all of the different mediums and kind of like just jumping from one to the next. I don't know if I was searching or just exploring, and it made me a great like middle school teacher because I knew about a whole bunch of different things. But
Yeah.
I never really landed until I found clay, and I feel like you can just there's so much you can do just within this one medium that I could like I could explore like infinitely just within this one medium. And I finally like landed to where it's something that I want to stick with and I'm just never going to get bored.
Yeah. What a fun spot to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that doesn't mean you'll not always be trying other stuff.
Oh no, I definitely will.
Like, well,
Sure.
I don't know. Just talking to you for a half hour, I don't think you can.
Yeah.
But I meant to ask you about the encaustic painting. That looks really cool. I think I bought one last year from another guy. So I think it's upstairs. It's kind of a wax painting thing.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I
And
bought one because I didn't know what it
you
was.
can mix it with like you're doing sculpture, like ceramic sculpture, like Lisa Clegg. Do you know her work? It's like figurative sculpture work, and she
Yep.
uses encaustic on the surface as well. So like if you're, I don't know, I kind of want to eventually circle back into sculptural work and kind of take some of the lessons I've learned from the painted surface and the functional form, but then circle back to sculptural work and I don't know, bring it all
Yeah,
together. So,
I wish I could do sculptural stuff. It's just, I wish I could. I was teaching I love teaching workshops. That's kind of what I want to do in my retirement, and that's one of the things I'm trying to achieve. I think in my ceramics now. I'm 55, and I want to kind of I don't want to work anymore. I don't want to
yeah,
go to work. I want to make pots and go teach workshops because it's just so fun.
yeah, it
Um,
is.
I, I wanted to ask you more about Picosin, but
Yeah.
I try to when I'm teaching hand building, I try to really open up the freedom for people. They get too lost in trying to make a form. I'm like, slap it here, slap it there, stick it on. It looks cooler that way. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, don't try to make the perfect handle. Like, make it a
Hmm.
big, chonky, stinky handle. Like,
Hmm.
that makes it yours, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that came out pretty
absolutely.
cool.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you. When I was scratching the flowers in, I was like, why did I put so many flowers on this thing? Don't you hate that when you're mid thing? You're like, oh, why did I do this?
I've
And
kind
there's
of
no
like,
stopping it.
that's funny. I've kind of like gone the opposite into where lately I've been like keep adding more and more and delving into a piece that I could spend forever on. And I kind of almost have to be like, step away because I
Yeah,
almost tend to do too much and get too lost and absorbed in one piece instead of,
yeah,
quickly moving on to the next thing. And I just kind of have to be like, okay.
yeah. Stop it.
Yep.
Oh, this is just I was messing with those two oranges, so I did this little kind of
Oh,
funny
those are
thing.
so bright and beautiful.
They are fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to try those.
I hand
Yeah,
carve
I'm
my
gonna have to
feet
watch
too.
for
Like,
those.
I just speaking of being free, like I just chunk away the feet with a
Yeah,
with a
I love
tool, and
that. Do you want to swap? Let's swap.
yes, we should.
Okay.
I gotta make mine bigger. Like I'm gonna throw some mugs today. Excuse me. And I got to use a little bit more clay. I need them to be more like a bar. This is
Yeah.
probably a good 10-ounce mug.
Yeah, and I'm working these that I'm doing right now. These are very small for me. I usually am a good like 14 to 16 ounce.
Yeah,
Like I like a big, and I like a, I don't know. I have fat finger, so like I like a big, nice, like solid handle. I don't
yep.
know. So,
Well, that's good to know because I pinch my handles and they're usually like a one or a two finger one.
uh-huh.
So if
And
I make one for you, I'll have to put a big handle on that.
I don't know. I have like I enjoy all of it though. Like I said, I don't know if you saw my photos of my cup collection. But like I don't know. I love using everybody else's work and it all being different. I think you do you and
I
but like when I don't know. Yeah.
I have a mug wall upstairs that I had actually a guy who's a member at the golf course is like a cabinetry guy and he wanted some golf lessons and I said I'll trade you if you make me a mug wall and he said sure so we traded lessons for that but it has
Nice.
30 cubbies and I filled it in like 6 minutes. I'm
Yeah.
like I'm gonna need five of these.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I usually swap mugs with guests and the last couple of guests I'm like I got no room for them.
Yeah.
Yep. But so
The
you said
struggle
you
is
you
real.
it is. Let me show you. I got this from Michael Hall. Actually, I love his stuff.
His
Look at this
work is
plate.
beautiful. Oh wow, that's stunning.
Isn't it insane?
That is stunning.
And it was like a second because I think there's a crack in it somewhere.
Mhm.
It was $75
Oh
instead of
wow.
yeah,
That's
instead of
amazing.
600.
That's like seconds are amazing. I love to buy seconds from artists because it's funny because in my I don't know, in my work I'm always hyper critical, right? And with like what do I consider worthy to kind of go out into the world, but like the imperfections and what other people might consider imperfections or the wonk is what I absolutely love in other
Mhm.
people's work. Like
Embrace the wonk.
yes, yes. And I'm kind of I'm learning that and I feel like I don't know, clay is this like ultimate teacher of like resiliency and I think because yeah, there's just so much you can't control about it and there is so many
Mhm.
things that kind of pop up that are unexpected or don't go how you envision. Like there's always going to be a little bit of a wonk here or there. And it's been a good life lesson for me just to kind of embrace, like, it's okay. Like it's just all part of the process. There'll
Yeah.
be, make another one. Like, and
Exactly. And that's what I was saying a second ago. I try to instill that in people when they're taking workshops. Like, it's okay. Clay is great. Throw it in a bucket of water, roll it up, wedge it, and just make another one.
it's not precious. I think like when you first start, you want to keep everything and like I don't know, like I would be so devastated if I would spend forever on a piece and it didn't turn out. And now it's like, make another one. What did I learn?
Yeah.
And they're just, you just keep going. It's all part of it. And I think early on, I would always think about, well, I'd focus on what didn't work. And now I try to think about, well, what really did work with each piece? What did I learn? What can I take into the next one? Oh, I love that.
Oh, this
I
is
love the lidded forms. I've never really made a lot of lidded forms.
Oh, we should hand build together. That'd be so fun. This is those are the feet that I make, the butts.
Yeah.
I'll show you those. Those are great. Oh, actually, I could show you
But
that. You would love that.
you press that into a form or you throw it as a
I'll show you. Hold on. So
yeah.
this is a second because of this little thing right there.
Hmm.
So that's where I put the coil together, and it just kind of boink. It's perfectly functional. I call these couples casseroles.
I love that. I like that kind of minty green color too.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, on the dark clay.
Yeah. So that what I'll do is I put it on, and then I sand it off.
Yeah, I
So the
love
clay,
that.
I like it to kind of come through.
Yeah,
The
I love
texture.
that.
Here, I'll show you something funny. Let me turn the camera. Look, we were talking about the cats earlier. Look, where is he? It's so funny, and his feet are red because I use red clay.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God,
That's
you got to see the top of the couch. The couch cushion is red. Come on, buddy. We have one cat weighs 21 pounds. I'm not kidding. When he walks, his belly sways underneath him.
Aw,
So let me
one of
show
our
you.
puppers is that way.
Let me show you. So I call these butts. Here. Here's one I just threw the other day. I'm waiting to biscuit. I bisque them. So I threw this just as a big bowl, right?
Uh-huh.
But while I'm throwing it, I use a paintbrush, the bottom of a paintbrush, to create the foot. Okay. So
Okay.
now once I bisque it, it's rock solid, and it's also somewhat porous, so it actually helps dry the base a little bit. So then I'll take this when it's bisqued, and I push a coil down in there, and then I score it. I put a slab down in there and make sure it's good and stuck, and then I hand build off of this, and then I
Yeah.
go like that, and I pop it off, and the base is done. It comes out like that.
Yeah, that's that I need. Yeah, we
Right?
we should get together sometime. So I really want to do something like that because mostly I throw. Like I make a lot of cups and bowls, and that's kind of what I do mostly. But I've been playing more with like some platters and plates, and like I always like a foot on it, and it is hand built, but I would like to be able to do it a little more consistently because they are extremely slow in the way that I'm doing them. So that would be perfect for the
You know
bottom.
why I did this originally was for plates.
Yeah, that would
Plates
be
are a pain in the
perfect.
butt. Then I do smaller ones for like this is a mug butt, and then you
Yeah.
have a foot on the mug. And so, oh, you know what I did? I had we were talking about Sarah Ballack, right? She was on the show the other day, and I love the way the bases of her mugs just continue right into the foot. So I
Yes.
threw some butts that will be sort of just like that. So there's no
Oh,
groove
nice.
for the actual foot. But then also that bottom part it makes the mug bigger.
Oh,
So I can build
yeah.
a little bit off of this, and then you got a 20-ounce mug.
Yeah. But you still have the foot that you love. So yeah,
Hmm.
I love
I should
that.
send you one. I'll bisque one and send it to you if you want.
Yes, I would love that. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I haven't thought about, I guess the idea of like mold making, I always kind of go to that idea of like plaster, which is,
Ugh,
I don't know, it's a whole nother animal, right? But like
it
making the
is.
bisque form, that's brilliant. That's, yeah. I,
So I learned that from a guy named Richard Airney and then Mark Arnold, obviously.
hmm
And so 15 years ago, I was making them out of plaster. And you want to see something funny? This thing's old, right? Look how good I am with plaster. I can
Yeah, no, me too. Oh my gosh. Yes.
That's terrible.
And I'm always worried it's going to chip off and like get in your clay and
Yeah,
then like explode or
yeah.
I don't know.
It's all chipped. Hold on here. So here, yeah, it's all chipped. Absolutely. So then if I biscuit, so here's one of my like medium base, right? It's
Uh-huh.
bisque. I can't screw that up.
Yeah. Okay. Now you're speaking my
Now
language.
you're speaking my language. I'll tell you what I do with that too. I usually take these to workshops and I sell them because people love them. But I didn't even know. Somebody a couple years ago said, "Hey, you should sell those things." I said, "Oh, I never even thought about that." But for this one, like, so the foot ring is in there. I actually put foam in it to build the middle up because I want the
Oh,
foot to be a bigger,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
So I'll build this up, and I can just hand build with coil
Uh-huh.
to about a couple 4 or 5 inches up, and then I put it on the Giffen grip on the wheel,
Uh-huh.
and I take a rib and I go whoop. So then the bowl goes whoop, and it's a big old platter.
Yeah.
Aha! I'm all about the easy way.
That's brilliant though. That's
Yeah,
brilliant.
you
That
just
would be a
master it.
way, because I do like doing the plates and platters, and it's nice to have this huge canvas. But yeah, right now because I don't do a lot of hand building, when I do it, it's not super efficient, and so that would be an excellent way. Yeah.
I actually wrote down in my notes right here. It says, "I can't imagine what I would make if I had the drawing skills that you have." like, like I would just go nuts.
Well,
Ugh.
thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. It's just the only way to, I guess, have better drawing skills, throwing skills, any of it, like anything, is just to make a whole bunch of bad ones first, right? Make a whole
Yeah,
bunch of bad drawings and then eventually they get better, right? So,
that's also a common theme on this show, and it's so funny to hear every single artist say that. Just keep making because you're gonna eventually your pots will get better.
yeah, I look back at just like it's funny that I make so many mugs now because handles, I was so scared of making handles and they were just like I have, if you go back far enough, you can see some of my early attempts that were just kind of crude and not only aesthetically not pleasing, but also like not super comfortable to hold. Um, but like just the evolution,
Yeah,
just through repetition, like it's really pretty amazing in just a short amount of time how just consistently showing up, and you know,
I think
eventually you'll get there.
I
Yeah.
think most potters can go check their evolution at their mom's house, right? There's just my mom has a shelf full of just junk.
Yep.
Oh, I love that one. I'm like, that is horrible.
Well, so my mom lives with us, so
You're stuck with them.
Well, I do. I think I probably would have chunked a whole bunch of the my earlier stuff. Yeah, if it weren't for her, but we have a little dedicated shelf. But it's kind of it's interesting to kind of go back and see the evolution though, even in just a matter of a couple of years, because
Oh yeah.
my work has really changed a lot in my process and my approach and all of
Yeah.
it. So it's been a pretty dramatic
I was
evolution.
I was lucky enough to be in Ceramics Monthly a couple of years ago, and I made a teapot for them, and the teapot is up on my shelf, and I look at it now and go, "Oh God, I wish I could go back and make another one."
Yeah.
But that's where I was at that time,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's all part of that process and the
And I
learning.
tell my mom, I go, "Don't tell people I made that. Tell them you found it." Oh gosh. Okay, there's so many more questions here. Oh, so are you going to Nsika this year?
This year, no. I am sad. I love Nsika,
Me too.
but I have the tendency to overschedule myself, especially with all the other stuff I've had going on in my life. I'm thinking
Mhm.
right now I am in this place where things are going to calm down. But I this going into this year, I thought I want to be very intentional about what I say yes to and not spread myself too thin, because I do have the tendency to do that, to like overcommit. And
Mhm.
so I'm like, I really want to focus on teaching this year on, so I have some workshops that I'm traveling for, and that's kind of where I'm going to put my energy. So yeah,
Very cool.
I'm gonna be really sad to miss out on Ansika this year, but I'll be back the next year.
Well, you
Um,
were in Only Pots, weren't you?
I was, yeah, that was really
I think I
fun.
got your spot.
Yes, I'm glad. I'm so happy for you to have my side. It's
Yeah,
like
no, 'cause
such
it's
an
so fun.
amazing group of people. Like how it all came together was really pretty fun. So,
Yeah, I'm excited. My buddy Marshall Green, he's on Instagram. He's a wicked thrower. He's also a wedding DJ. That's what he does for a living. So he's
oh,
gonna bring like a mini DJ setup, and
oh my gosh,
we're gonna
I'm
rock the place.
vicariously through. You'll have
It's
to,
gonna be great.
yes. Yeah, I'm
Where
sad to miss it, but not this year. Next year I'll be back. So.
where are you gonna be teaching workshops? Do you know yet?
Yeah, so I have one coming up in April. So I have an artist talk and then a 2-day workshop that's in Clemson, South Carolina, and the workshop's actually already full, and that's at a really small studio called Magpie Arts. But
Mhm.
she's really wants to bring in artists from all over, and so like she's just all about, like, she's an educator as well. But that one's already full, but I do have room in like the artist talk on that day.
Oh,
And
neat.
the other one is Picosin.
Oh
And
yeah.
so, yeah, I'm really excited because I did an online workshop with them. It was my first ceramics teaching experience, teaching to adults, which I don't know, for me, it's different than
Yeah.
teaching to kids. I don't know. It's a whole other, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's going to be 5-day in person. So I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to it.
See,
So.
those I love. I'm teaching one in Virginia in March. And I just love, I mean, I've been to Aramont a couple times. I'm teaching there next year. Have you been to Aramont?
I haven't. No,
Oh,
it's on my, yes.
oh, I love it.
Yes.
Actually, so they have that thing called Pentaculum every year. It's a winter and a spring, or winter and summer Pentaculum. And I went to that in 23. And so it was just so much fun. It's like 15 or 16 potters, but not only that, there's metal fabricators, jewelers, fabric artists, wood turners, furniture builders, clothing makers. It's just pure energy, pure artistic energy.
Inspiration, creative energy,
Ah,
all of it.
it's
Yeah.
like a bomb going off, and it's just it fills my soul. So after going to that, my buddy is Sam Chumley. He's the studio manager there, and I said, Sam, how do I get to be the guy who picks? How do I get to be the coordinator for Pentaculum? I want to be a part of that more.
Yeah.
And he said, well, they each pick their predecessor or their successor, I guess.
Mhm.
So it's a 3-year thing. Whoever does it picks the next person. So actually, next Monday, I have Lynn Habaika on the show. You know Lynn?
No, I'm
She's the coordinator now for
okay.
Pentaculum. So I'm gonna go. So have you picked anybody? Now that we have you here, oh, I don't know. So I just want to be a part of that.
I
It's
had
so fun.
not heard of that actually until you had mentioned it, and I'm that just sounds just
It's a
absolutely
blast.
incredible. So,
So what was it? Was it 2 years ago I was there? Oh yeah, 2023 I was there, and I went into no, I was teaching there. It was a different time, and I went in to have lunch, and I'm sitting there with a guy named oh god, what was his name? He's a furniture builder. He's a genius. He makes his furniture is like sculpture, Wyatt Severs. So him and I are chatting, and there's a guy sitting across the table from me, and he's an older guy, 74, 75 years old. And we're talking. I said, so where are you from? And he said, Charlottesville, Virginia. I said, oh, no kidding. My brother went to University of Virginia right there in Charlottesville. And he goes, oh, yeah, I used to teach there in the med school. I go, really? What'd you teach? He says, neuroscience. I was like, wait, you're a brain surgeon? He's like, well, no, I'm a wood turner now. I'm like,
That's amazing.
yes.
That's
Like,
amazing.
here we are having, hummus with this guy who's opened people's heads.
That is phenomenal.
Yeah, so that's I love that. And it's so fun. So, all right, let's go back down our list of questions here because we got to get finished. Oh, you were on the show with Paul Blaze.
I was, yeah.
Isn't he fun?
Yes, he really is.
I enjoy him a lot. I can't wait to see him at InSeeker. He's my cigar buddy. We go get cigars. And then we walk into pop-ups. People are like, you guys stink. Sorry.
That's fun.
Yeah. What is the phone arm that you have over your head? I want that arm.
Yeah, so I have it actually listed, I think, if you go to my Instagram under tools.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, there's a list. Yeah, it's on there. It was from Amazon. I'm trying to do better about like not buying everything from Amazon nowadays because
I know. That guy.
necessary
The
evil.
Washington
But
Post.
yeah, so it just mounts to your desk. Yeah, and it goes up and down, and yeah, it's really great for like just doing process videos. I haven't done as many recently. I guess this last year I've just had a lot more going on with life, and I don't know, I haven't kept up with social media as much. I've just been like, whenever I have time in the studio, it's my quiet respite, and I haven't been inviting people in.
Yeah.
But I really do like I like to teach and I like to share, and I like to make process videos because I feel like there's always people that can learn and ask questions, and it's fun conversation. So
Yeah, you see some of these people that have, a ton of followers on Instagram, and they make these fun videos, and I'm like, I have no time for that.
no, it's a whole job, like full-time job if you really want to do it. And
Yeah, and you got to stop every step and reset up your camera, and like,
yeah,
no.
I don't have the energy or the
Yeah.
capacity for that right now. I love like the community I found there. I love the people. But then I also have to kind of balance like information overload when I'm on social media. Not only do I fall into like doom scrolling, but just wasting time, but then also I don't know, so much of what's happening in the world, it's hard to like not let
Ah,
it,
ruin
you
your
know,
day. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Like right now I'm making I don't know, or on the back of this it says fuck this.
dude, that's so funny. Hold on, have you seen my F this mugs?
I have actually.
Did
And
you
I'm
see the
making
ones I did with the flag
that.
on them?
It's a really pretty.
I
Yeah.
love it. Did you see the
So
ones with the flags on them?
I did. Yes,
Did you notice the flag is upside down?
I did. Mhm.
Yeah, good.
Like I can't I don't know, so much of like we were talking earlier about like, when I'm in the studio, this is the space where my like nervous system is calm and I can
Yeah,
kind of like disconnect, but there's only so much that you can ignore of
yeah,
you can't be human and ignore what's
yeah.
happening right now. So
Yes. Uh,
yeah.
oh,
Anyways, it's coming out my work, so that's kind of different. It's not something I've done before, but like I said, I'm just going to do me. It's where I'm at right now, and
yeah.
yeah.
And you was pretty darn good, Ellen, just so you know. Just, when you do you is pretty good.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate
Okay.
that.
I want that arm because this is my idea. This is another jar I did. It's like, I think that's terracige. I think terracige and black clay, and I sanded away. So
That's beautiful. I love that surface.
fun. I like the, just a fun.
Yes, you're gonna inspire me to make some lidded forms now.
Yes, let's do
Been on my
it.
list, and I just haven't found time. So,
So here's what I want to do is I have this app that I use for the podcast, and it has the ability to have like 3 or 4 cameras hooked up just in case you have more guests. So I'm
yeah.
like, ooh, I spent $200 and I got this video switcher. So it's got like, if I put 3 cameras, I can put one here over my hands,
Yes.
one there that we're talking to, and then
Yes.
one over like by the slab roller, and
Hmm.
go, okay, I'm going to switch to camera 2, boop, and we're going to go over here, and I'm gonna put on, my website, make this jar with me,
Yes.
buy the video, make an hour and a half long video or whatever it is
Mhm.
for $25.
Yeah,
You know,
that's perfect.
I think it'd be fun. And then I could do, let's make a mug for $20, buy the video, and
I've been thinking about that too. Like, I really enjoyed doing the online workshops, and it's really accessible and affordable way for people to learn. And just
hmm
thinking about like how I can just organize that myself, like little mini lessons
yeah,
on, like, here are all the um, additives for underglaze, or I don't know, like different ways to transfer your imagery to the surface,
yeah,
or whatever. A lot of people still want to kind of learn about the vinyl method, even though I've kind of moved away from that. I'm going more analog and drawing directly on the surface. Like, that's still something I could teach a little like mini lesson on, or a little
yeah.
class, and
I
be able
started
to
going
share
down the rabbit hole of a Cricut printer a couple of years ago.
that. Mhm.
Have you played with one of those?
Yeah, that's how I would do when I was doing the vinyl. That's how I would cut the image. I
Okay.
would draw the image on my iPad, right, like a line drawing, and then have the Cricut cut it out. And it's
Yeah.
basically like a big
I found
resistance
the
pencil.
I'm sorry. I found the Cricut is somewhat overwhelming. It's like Excel. you
It
know?
it's not very intuitive or user friendly, especially if you want to do your own images. I think that they're geared towards wanting you to buy kind of from
Yeah.
their image gallery, instead of doing, you kind of have to figure out how to hack it if you're wanting to put your own work in it. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Like, I kind of went down this whole rabbit hole of using technology, and I felt like in the end I was reflecting like I removed myself so much from the work. I don't know, that I felt like I lost something in kind of removing so myself directly from the work.
Yeah, and
Um,
for me, that was another thing. Like we were talking about making your own like texture rollers. For me, it was like I always thought it was kind of cheating to use the Cricut, and then I remember thinking, like what the other person said on the show, it doesn't matter what you use to get what you want, right?
yes, you do
Yeah,
you.
you
You
do
do.
you. I saw also that you did an embroidery piece. That was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow.
It's kind of therapeutic, just, repetitively.
Yeah, I bet it is. Yeah, yeah.
Snapping the fabric. It's like a good way to like
Like
get out
trying.
your angst. It's funny though, because like when I actually learned that when I was teaching middle school, and I learned it with the kids, I was just like, I haven't done this before. But we should learn together. And I think that was kind of when I first started kind of being open to like sharing the process while it's still evolving, and not having it be perfected, and being okay to like fail in front of an audience, and just
Mhm.
thinking that's part of it. Like,
Yeah,
so yeah, so I started doing
that's cool.
that. Yeah, I kind of learned that along with the kids, and that was really fun. And I do
I've
kind
heard
of
that a
miss,
lot.
yeah,
I've
I
heard
miss
that a
the
lot from
energy
like,
of the classroom. I do,
yeah.
but I love what I have here. And so now I'm trying to figure out how to kind of step back into that teaching space and those moments I love, but then still have this,
Me
for
time.
me,
Yeah, yeah.
balance.
I actually wrote that down earlier when you were saying you're kind of like doing your thing now, and I said it's weird. I wrote it down. It's weird that we have to feel guilty about taking care of ourselves.
Yes.
You know, it's almost like people are like, "What do you mean you're taking care of your own mental health?" Like, sorry, am I
And
supposed to be sorry for that? Like,
I think it is kind of seen as being selfish in a way. And maybe you feel guilty and you feel it's selfish, but other people think that too somehow. Like,
yeah,
um, there seems to be this, and all being a full-time artist maybe is like self-indulgent or something. I don't know. I kind of, I have kind of heard that a little bit, and it's like, no, it's not.
yeah,
And I
that's
feel like
backwards.
exactly. I've
It's
spent my whole
backwards.
life, I think, taking care of everybody except for myself. And this is
hmm
finally, I'm in my mid 40s, and I'm like, I've got to start taking care of myself. So,
I just don't understand why the thought of that is so backwards. Because I mean, if you or we are in a better mental state, we'll be better citizens.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, I
You
mean,
can't
everyone should be
take care
encouraged to
of
take care of
other
themselves.
people unless, you can't pour from an empty cup, right?
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So,
What do you got for me? I got nothing left.
yeah. Yeah.
So, are you a master gardener or just a love of the garden?
I'm not. That's on my bucket list is I would like to actually do that because they do a lot of really fun community work and volunteering and I don't know, there's like so much knowledge like I love getting together with like plant swaps with little old ladies that are in their 80s and like they just have this wealth of knowledge, I don't know, and
Yeah.
love of sharing and it's magical. I couldn't do it when I was teaching because they would have classes like the Master Gardener program would happen during
Yeah.
like school hours.
Hmm.
Now it's something I can do, and this is the
Oh,
first
good.
time like I've actually had my own schedule this year, so that it's kind of back on my bucket list.
Well,
So
very
no,
cool.
it's just love. It's a self-taught love. It's just my happy space. So
I hope you follow that because your monsteras are amazing. um,
ah,
and the succulents are wonderful. And the succulents inside your pots look really cool.
thank you. That's where I started. This is where it started. Was I'm like I like plants. I'm gonna make some planters, and then yeah, I don't know. This is where I ended up from there. So
You know
just
what's a really interesting market that I got a buddy, his name is Pete. He went to Alfred. He was a potter back in the day. I don't think he is anymore, but he used to everything he made, he would give away. And I used to say, "Why are you giving away these amazing pots?" And he said, "Because if I start selling them, it becomes work, and I don't want it to be work. I like it."
mhm, mhm. Yeah.
But you know what he would make, which was a really interesting market. He would make trays. That it's kind of like a small lasagna tray, but it's a bonsai dish. You ever
Yeah.
seen what they charge for those bonsai dishes?
I haven't.
Like $500. It's just a
Whoa.
yes. I'm like, I'll make you some. How many do you need?
I'm doing it wrong now.
Yeah, yeah. I'll do them for half price.
Yeah. There's like so many possibilities. Like it's just really it's infinite. And I
It
kind
is.
of just I have to balance like I don't know. I think it's good sometimes to have these obligations on my calendar. Like I'm going to do these shows coming up with Charlie Cummings, or I'm going to do these workshops because it does keep me on track, and so that I'm not always off on these kind of side quest tangents.
Yeah.
Try to balance like the learning and the exploration with also like, okay, I also have to pay my bills. You also have to have consistent work out there, and it can't be all madness, right? So like I try to have like a cohesive body of work, but at the same time be like continually like exploring.
Sure. Um, yeah, Charlie Cummings is great. Varian is wonderful down there.
Yes.
I actually just had to back out of a show that's coming up, which is, everything was going on with my mom and and Sika coming up and a workshop. It was one day I was just emotionally spent. And actually, matter of fact, this piece was going to be in that show, and then I opened it up and it had that little crack, and I'm not going to send the
Oh,
second. And
yeah.
it was the straw that broke the camel's back. I was like, I can't do it. I can't. I sent him an email saying, I'm sorry, I just too much going on right now. I apologize. So they didn't email me back. So hopefully they're not mad at me. But
Oh, I am absolutely certain that I mean, yeah, they're completely understanding
yeah,
and like
life happens.
life happens.
It
Like,
sure does.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I am trying to find ways to not be there while it happens. Let it
Yeah.
happen around me. Leave me in my bubble.
Yeah.
Right? Get out of my bubble.
Yeah, it's been that's like the whole last 5 years or so has been just kind of this constant stream of like chaos in my life, and
Hey,
it's
buddy.
been this weird moment of like not really knowing what to do with myself for a hot minute when things are all going well and it's quiet.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think once I like catch my breath. I'm still in that moment of catching my breath. Like, it's going to be, I don't know. I'm like really excited for what's in store. So,
Yes, I'm excited for you, and I hope it stays calm for you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful year.
you as
We're
well.
we're
You as
cranking here. We're at almost an hour and a half. Look at that.
Wow.
That went
Okay.
by quick, right? That's awesome. This was a great conversation, and I look forward to continuing it.
Yeah.
Before we go, you got to give us one good tip for beginners or non-beginners, or a studio tip or whatever. Some people say make sure you stretch, whatever it is. What do you got?
Yeah, I think it kind of going back to that list, like working outside of your comfort zone, embracing failure, and the biggest thing is just you do you. Like, whatever makes kind of your heart sing. Like, don't listen to all the advice, the criticism, don't, the self-doubt, even sometimes the voices in your own, head that are kind of telling you you can't do it. Like just consistently keep showing up authentically, and your people will find you and it'll all work out. Like just keep showing up and
Mhm.
don't be afraid to fail. Like that's part of the process.
Yeah.
So
Yep, absolutely. That's so good to hear again, because it's pretty much every artist says the same thing. Just keep coming up, keep coming back, keep showing up.
yeah.
So also tell our fans out there where they can find your work, website,
Okay.
galleries.
Yeah, so my website is lncduvallceramics.com. And that's pretty much mostly where I sell is online. And I do some in-person local gigs, but mostly I sell online. And I also sell through Charlie Cummings Gallery. I have some T-bowls that are coming up in spring T-bowl show in
Mhm.
March.
Yep.
And then also my favorite vessel is a show that's coming up as well.
Hmm. I love
So
the theme shows that they do. They're so fun.
yeah, I
Yeah.
like being part of that. I love the idea of like taking this one concept or idea and like how it can be interpreted through this one medium, but like in such a diverse way.
Yeah.
So that's a
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of cool way to be part of a larger community. So,
Yes, very, very true. Speaking of which, what's your middle name? What's the C?
oh, Christine.
My middle
Yeah, I
name
didn't want to be Ed or ET. I don't know. Because
is.
on the bottom of my pots, like I have
Yeah,
like my initials.
I
So
love it. Yeah.
yeah.
Ed. Who made that, Ed?
Ed on the bottom of
Who's
my
this guy, Ed from Texas? Yeah, that would have been a fun way to hide. But
I know, right?
my middle initial is C as well. Carter is my middle name.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
How do you sign let me see your pots. How do you sign
oh,
your pot on the bottom?
I just
The
write
bottom.
Griffin on the bottom of it
Okay.
with underglaze.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Or a lot of times I'll use like a different color,
yeah.
like splotch, and then I write, especially on the black clay, because you can't use black to sign on black clay.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
One of my favorite things is just to pick up a pot and like, and to look at the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
everyone looks at the bottom. I shine the bottoms too.
yep.
I shine them like glass, so they get. I don't know if you can see the
That
reflection.
really is shiny.
Isn't that wild?
Like what grit do you go to?
3,000.
Oh wow. Okay. I only
So,
go to 2000 and mine are really soft and smooth, but they're not shiny like that. So,
so here's another trick I'll show you that I learned from another potter. This is a fun one. I just showed this to somebody the other day. So there, I took who was it? Gosh, oh, he lives in Scotland now. Oh, he was like no, he was like episode 3. Oh, Pena. Darn it. Anyway, so take a bat, right,
mhm.
and then put some Velcro in the middle. See,
Oh, Velcro. That's
Velcro,
brilliant.
and then you buy these diamond pads
Mhm.
from Amazon, and they got
Mhm.
Velcro back, and they're like $25.
Velcro back. Oh,
So
that's
so then I
brilliant.
put it on my wheel, start with one, and I go and I go, and then I go to the next mug, and then you rip it off, and then you go to the next one.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, and then you got a beautiful bottom, and it only takes a few minutes rather than sitting there going, ah.
Yeah, I do that because I sand my handles too. Like I'm obsessive about it because I leave that the color of the clay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I
You wet
hand
sand
sand
them?
all that and then I use liquid quartz and then I burnish with like mineral oil so it has like a little bit of a sheen to it. I love liquid quartz.
They're a sponsor of the show as well.
They and I've tried several different, products that are in the same vein and it doesn't compare.
It
And I
totally
used the
works.
same bottle for several years. Like for 3 years, I had one bottle. It
Yeah.
lasts forever, and I shared with friends. So
Do you brush yours on?
I do. I just
Yeah,
use a
me too.
paintbrush.
Some
Hmm.
people dip, some people spray. Yeah, they sent me a quart bottle, which was, oh, thank you for sending me that. But it,
That's gonna last, yeah,
yeah,
forever.
and I still have this one that's probably about there full. But yeah, I mean, as a guy who doesn't really glaze the exterior of stuff, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's magical. Same thing. I really love this contrast of like, the matte versus like a gloss in the interior. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, liquid quartz it's amazing. That's really cool. They have like an in US, I guess, distributor now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been messing with a clear glaze. So it's like, so here's the clear, and then there's the not clear.
Oh, so you still have that contrast. I love
Yes.
that.
But this speaks to me so much
I
more than that. You know
know.
what I mean?
I'm the same. I love the mat. And I felt like that was one thing that I got early on, got a lot of criticism about. And I'm glad I didn't listen because I'm like,
Yes.
this is what really like, I don't know, does it for me. I just
But
like,
also for you and for myself, like that big bowl I was just working on. I love this is all decoratable surface,
yes.
you know? So you can use liquid quartz on that. They say it's food safe, right? I don't know. I mean,
I'm kind of in the same space where, yeah.
I'll put it on the exterior and I'll be messing. I,
Yeah.
I've
What
always tried to
color are
find
you
like a matte clear. I can't really find a
I
good matte
haven't found a
clear
matte
yet.
clear that I like either. Yeah.
I
What
think
clear are
what
you using there?
so this is, I don't even know. I found the recipe, wrote it down. It's in my book. I don't know where I got it,
Oh, okay.
but what was it? If it's the thinner it is, the shinier it gets. I think,
Oh, interesting.
which is strange. You would think it'd be the other way around, right? So
Hmm.
that's for me to ask a smarter person.
Okay. If you come across it, like you can send it to me. Yeah.
I will. I will.
Because I'm still, even though matte is my jam, I'm still kind of the clear. I still kind of want to master, like, the art of it. Like, I like it in small doses and as contrast. And yeah,
Yeah.
like, yeah. So,
But then,
but it's,
like we were just saying, I like this, but people like this.
yeah,
So it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. Who
yeah,
knows? Just keep making what we make and whatever happens, happens,
exactly.
right? Well,
Exactly.
Ellen, this is awesome. Thank you so much
Yeah. I
for
had a
being
lot of
part of this.
fun.
Yeah, me too. This is fantastic. I appreciate your time. I look forward to meeting you in person, and I wish you the best of everything.
You as well. Thank you so much for having me. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
You got it.